Good morning, everybody. I'd just like to welcome you to the 9th Chronotrack User Conference. My name is Dan Howell. Most of you know me. I know most of you. For those of you who I have not met, I am one of the original founders of Chronotrack, along with Bob Finnegan and John Kelsey over there. My current duties are, my title is a technical fellow, which means they pay me really good money just to go in the lab and play with toys. And I really enjoy that. So that's what I'll be introducing Bob in a couple of minutes, for those of you who know Bob. But my role here is just to welcome you. We have brought our A team with us. Bob will introduce everybody that's sitting here in the front row from front. There you go. There we go. Well, you know, I was misinformed, as usual. But I just want to sincerely welcome each one of you here. I know it costs you money to come here. It takes you time out of your schedules to come here. But I think you're going to find that it's going to be really exciting. We've got some really, really neat stuff to show you. I'm not allowed to tell you anything that we're going to show you because I'm not allowed to do that. Before I wasn't just allowed to talk about pricing, but now I'm not allowed to talk about anything. So, welcome all of you. Thank you for coming. And like I said, we've got our A team here. So during the course, if you've got any questions for anybody, we'll introduce you to the people you need to talk to might get your questions answered. And at this time, I'll introduce you to Bob Finnegan, who is...
Bob. Again, to reiterate what Dan said, thank you so much for taking time out of your schedule. You know, I know the one great thing to do is we all get together every year here. Everybody gets to catch up with everybody and talk about what they do and how the world's going and how our business is going. And I'm really excited this year about the new things we're going to be able to show you and the things that we've talked to you a long time about that we're actually going to deliver for you. So pretty pumped up. And I think we'll be talking during the conference and get your feedback and how we can make things better. But very, very excited. So I'm going to be short and sweet. I have a little housekeeping to do for all you people who aren't going to intently listen the whole time and you want to get on the network. I'm going to tell you how to do that. So you're going to go to AVMS meetings and you're going to click on that and the username is Palm, all in lowercase, P-A-L-M, and the password is Ballroom. So you're in the Palm Ballroom, makes sense, and that's how you get online. So again, we think we're going to show you some things that can move us ahead, move us forward, add more value to what you do and what we do as a company to bring more business, because we all know that the market's getting a lot more competitive. You know, fewer runners, more races, and we want to be able to arm you to make a difference out in the running community to help drive your business, which helps drives ours. So I'm going to be short and sweet, and I'm going to turn this over to Kimo Seymour, who's the president of Chronotrack, and then he'll be followed up by Tom Bergman, who's the executive vice president and CFO of the mothership, Lifetime Fitness. So they can kind of give you the context of where we are and where we're going and why they're so excited about this business. Thank you all very much, and we'll see you over the next couple of days.
Bob, thank you very much for the introduction. Good morning, everybody. Excited to see everybody here today. Excited to be back again in Tempe. It's generous of Chris to invite us back every other year to be in his hometown, so he doesn't have to travel to see the rest of us. So it's pretty neat. Getting in here late last evening, I can tell you, just coming down to the reception and getting to see a few of you and speak with a few of you, it's pretty cool seeing the energy and the enthusiasm, the excitement around some of the things that we're doing. I know many of you have been with us for a long, long time, a lot of very familiar faces. We're glad to have you back, glad to have you still with us after all these years. And I think what you're going to see over the next few days is probably more momentum than you've seen in a long time out of some of the products and services that we hope to be able to provide you to help you grow your business. So you're going to see a lot of things over the next few days that I think will be really exciting. Some things that are pretty innovative. Many things I think you'll see, if there's one thing I hope we've done over the last couple of years is developed our ability to listen. And we've heard a lot of the things that you've needed, a lot of the things that you've wanted, a lot of the things that you've wanted us to build and put together, again, to help you grow your businesses and to help you be more effective and competitive out there in the marketplace. So really excited to be sharing some of those things with you over the next couple days. And again, appreciate you all being here. To give you a quick background on myself, for those of you that I haven't met, I've been with the business, it's been 2 years now. It was about this conference 2 years ago that I was asked to, given the opportunity and the honor of getting to work with all of you and to lead this business for Lifetime Fitness. Lifetime, as you'll hear here in a little bit from our president and CFO, Tom Bergman, wholly committed to this business and to continuing to invest in it. And so for some of the questions that have been out there that I think we'll hear over the next couple days, I think we've got some pretty solid answers that'll answer any questions about whether or not we are committed and in this business for the long term. We've done a lot over the last couple of years. We've invested a lot, and we will continue to invest to grow this business for you. I'm going to start with, I'm going to do a couple introductions of our leadership team. And then I think each of them is going to maybe introduce a couple of the key members from their team. So I'll start with Mike Malisi, who is now our Senior Director of Sales for Chronotrack. Mike's in the back of the room. You want to raise your hand, Mike? Everybody know Mike? Mike, anybody you want to introduce on your team?
We have about 6 folks of mine that are here. We have 3 international partners who all asked us to stand in the room here. Yuri Bezil, who manages Europe, the Middle East, and Africa. Ed Wong, who runs Asia Pac. And Alvaro Barcelona, our partner from Latin America, from the front there. And then most folks here that are RSMs, Kevin Smith, recent head to the Chronotrack team, who manages the East, especially here in the U.S. Greg Jackson, Central Region, and Kevin Egan, and June Lewis. We're all here.
Thanks, Mike. We got 2 M&Ms actually. Next one, Mike Melly, up here in the front row. Mike is our VP of Operations for our entire events and media and Chronotrack business. Yep. Mike, anybody on your team you want to introduce?
Carrie Hall from our support team. Carrie, where are you this morning? Back in the back corner.
Everybody knows Carrie.
We've got Micah Reynolds, Big Micah. Where are you? Pat backwards. Be sure to check him out on Tuesday night. Robert Trasati, where are you? East Coast support. Daniel Murphy. There's Daniel. One of our best tech supports and documentation guys. And of course, John Kelsey, one of the original founders, head of our manufacturing front. John makes sure that all his babies go out into the field. So every controller you got out there, John's probably touched it once, maybe more than twice. So John's the man. That's who I have here today.
Thanks, Mike. Next up, Troy Bousseau. Many of you know him as the founder of Athlinks. He's now our VP of Product for everything that we're building for you. So Troy is mainly a team of 1, but oversees the product team, which is deeply integrated with the engineering team. You'll hear about from Bjorn here in a minute, but Troy.
Yeah, so I have, Bjorn and I have kind of split duties on this. So my product manager's in the room. Where are we at here? So I know we have Nick Wiegand here in the back there. Nick is on our B2B side on timing and scoring and registration. Michael Kilberg, probably sitting near Nick. There he is back there. And Chelsea Long. Chelsea, there we go. And Pam Wilder. It's right there. You can stand up. Come on now. All right, and I think, did I miss anybody on that is here in attendance on the product side? Okay. Oh, and Dallin Moon, our director of product, excuse me. Dallin, where are you at? There you go. He's so quiet, like a little mouse back there.
Thanks, Troy. Next up, Bjorn Bjerko, who all of you met 2 years ago. He and I started about the same time with all of you, and Bjorn is our VP of Engineering.
Yeah, we got a couple people here from the technology side of things. Where we have Anne Marie, who stand up first. She's back there. She was here last year too. Hopefully most of you had a chance to meet her. She heads up a lot of the engineering efforts that apply to the timer network that we work with. And so going to take some time to meet her. We also have 2 of our hardware engineers in the back here, Johan Lindstrom and Brett Halper. These guys travel out to races and help you guys out, hopefully, and if they don't, let me know, so that I can make them. But in general, they do a lot of testing. They take equipment out to your races, they set up tests, and try to make sure that they can figure out what all the nuances are with different setups. And then I also have Ray, who's working on the technology side now, doing some innovation for us. So If you don't know who he is, yeah, I don't know if you should be here. Maybe, but you should be here for sure. Ray, we all know who he is, and so he's the fourth one I had.
Thanks, Bjorn. Next, Rebecca Tan, sitting up here in the front row. Rebecca's new to us compared to many of us, but been here about a year, almost a year. Rebecca is VP of Sales and Marketing for our business.
Hi everyone, great to be here. Just want to do a shout out to Lori Connie, who's our Director of Marketing. Does the job of about 10 people, and I know all of you know her well and might even know her under Susie Thompson. So great to be here. Look forward to chatting with you all.
Hopefully you'll all get to meet the rest of the team, anybody that didn't get mentioned. And the last two that I obviously want to mention, you've already seen up here and everybody knows and loves, Bob and Dan. I want to thank them for hosting and emceeing the ceremonies over the next couple days. And obviously I don't think any of us would be here without those two. So thanks to both of you, Bob and Dan. I'm not going to say a whole lot, actually. I've got a few stats I want to share with you that give you a little snapshot into some of the things that we accomplished this last year. I want to leave most of the put most of the spotlight on the team that's going to present to you the next couple days. And they're going to share a lot of progress, a lot of things. I would say this year we are going to see a lot more products that are done and ready to go to market than you ever have in the past. Much more so than maybe in the past where we've been promising and putting things out there that you're going to see over the next 3 months, 30 days, 60 days, 90 days, 6 months, and promising a whole lot and not necessarily always delivering. I talked about that last year and the year before, how we hadn't necessarily delivered as much as we promised we would deliver, and we wanted to make that right. So this year, I think you will see a lot more progress than you've ever seen us be able to deliver at one of our conferences. A couple stats for 2016, a little bit of progress for us. So we launched the Pro 2 late last year. Many of you in this room were invaluable in your efforts to help us test that product and help us get it out to market. In the first 30 days that we were actually selling the Pro 2s, we sold 70 of them in the month of December. So we're pretty proud of the fact that we put a new orange box out there, did a lot of testing, a lot of you helped with that, and we had 70 of them sold in the first 30 days. I think primarily international. We're obviously hoping that we'll have a lot more of those come to market here in the U.S., but big step forward for us last year. You scored 3.98 million athletes using our scoring software last year, using CT Live. We sold 12 million tags around the world last year. We did a little over 2.3 million registrations on our platform last year. And just a couple quick stats towards the end of the year. For those of you that are kind of, obviously finger on the pulse of what's happening in our industry, with 47% year-over-year growth in Turkey Day registrations through our platform. Big boost towards the end of the year. Mike and Kevin and their team onboarding a lot of new events. Obviously, a lot of you are seeing, and we're seeing less participants in events, but more events. But it was good to see at the end of the year a boost, and a lot of markets I think had decent weather. It's challenging to be in a business where a chunk of your business depends on what happens on the weather, especially at the end of the year to kind of close out your year strong. But good solid growth on Turkey Day events last year, 35% year-over-year growth we saw on Christmas and holiday events last season. So solid end of the year for us, solid way for us to close out the year. We're pretty excited about the momentum. We ended 2016 and got us rolling into 2017. The last thing I think I want to highlight on, which is one of our differentiators, I think, in our business, and I think you all recognize this. We certainly recognize it because we hear it from all of you. One of our biggest differentiators is the support that we provide and the customer service that we provide. I think we have survived over the years, and some of the time that we have lacked innovation or lacked delivery of new products to market, and some of the challenges that you've experienced with some of our platforms. Many of the things we think we've fixed, I think we've survived because of our service and the support that we provide. And I have to give the credit to Carrie and Micah and their teams. I mean, they just do a phenomenal job. You all know, I think you all probably know them personally. I think it's worth really recognizing what they've done to help this business. And if I could get you to give Carrie and Micah a round of applause, I really appreciate it. phenomenal team they have. They Carrie still keeps. She has a good chunk of the team down here still in Chandler, actually, where it all started. I think they're all still out of Gangplank, and then Micah has got a big piece of the team up in our new Colorado office as well. So again, big thanks to all that they've done to support our business and support you over the years. I talked a little bit about what's coming and what we see happening in the industry, and then I'll pass this on. So, I mean, we recognize, and I think you all see it, as with many industries, there's a tendency to be expansion over time and then consolidation over time. And I think we've seen such a proliferation and expansion in this industry, not only of events, but of timing services, registration services, and platforms. There was a quick and rapid expansion over the last few years, and now I think we're starting to see some consolidation around that. And it feels to us as though we're at the center of that. We're an important piece of that consolidation, and we want to help you be as well. We want to help you in the things that we're going to show you over the next couple days. We want to help you get more of that business as business contracts, and there is consolidation in the industry. It's obviously certainly cyclical. It's not atypical to a lot of different industries out there, and we're hoping that we can help you win as this occurs over the next couple of years. So interesting dynamics that are happening with increased in events. I've heard it from a few of you. You're seeing more and more events out there still, which is in less and less participants. But I do feel that we're going to start to see some consolidation over the next couple of years. So some of the things that you're going to hear from our team in the next couple of days. Athlinks, you're going to continue to hear us talk about what we're doing on Athlinks. And I think the simplest way I can put it is we want to create the best suite of services in one place for you to take to your customers to simplify the experience, not only for your customers, the events, right, and the athletes. Being able to provide those centralized services in one place, one clear, concise place, for you to be able to have access to a community of athletes and a community of events in one place. That's really the simplest way I can put it. You're going to hear a lot more about what we're doing and what we're going to be launching on the Athlinks platform as soon as this week. There are a number of features and new things coming out, and then over the next couple months, we have a number of really interesting, exciting things happening on the Athlinks platform, and you'll see more and more of our services start to transition over to the Athlinks platform. So you'll hear a lot about that. Troy and the team will be sharing some of those things with you as we continue to improve the athlete and the event experience. Also want to talk just for a second about Lifetime and Lifetime's involvement in our business, and I won't steal Tom's glory, but I will tell you that many of you have seen, it's been a few years now. I think it's been coming up on 5 years since Lifetime acquired Chronotrack and Bazoo, about 3 years since acquiring Athlinks. And I think by now, hopefully we've abated some of the concerns that everybody wondered what would happen when this big corporate giant got involved and took over these businesses. I hope what you're going to see, or your experience has been over the last couple years, and what you will see over the next couple days and continuing going forward, is a wholehearted commitment from Lifetime to this business. We are absolutely committed to this business. As many of you know, we do more than just the services that we help you provide or that we share with you. We are in the events of business as well. Some of you have heard we have gone through the process of actually downsizing and shrinking our event business, and that's a little bit by design. We are still wholly committed to being in the event business as well. We have spent the last couple of years probably focusing more of our energy and our resources on the services, on registration, timing, and some of the things that we do with all of you. A little bit less focus on investing and growing the event side of our business. We are certainly, again, committed to the events side as well. And many of you work with us on the event side of the business. Still very important to us, still very important to Lifetime. It's a great brand extension for Lifetime outside of the walls of our 123, 124 clubs around the country. Still feel it's very important to us, but certainly we are going to continue to focus and invest our time and energy into what we do with all of you. So I'm gonna stop there. Actually, I'm gonna pass it on here. So I'd like to ask Tom Bergman, who came to Lifetime about a year ago, was asked to come in as a CFO. originally, and then about 4 months ago was asked to step up and take on the president role at Lifetime from our founder, who had been chairman, president, and CEO for 20 plus years with Lifetime. He's asked Tom to step in, take a leadership role in kind of managing day-to-day the company, and I now report to Tom, and he is wholly passionate about our business. A little bit of background on Tom. It was exciting to find out when he came on board. He had actually been to a number of our events. He's raced Leadville Trail 100 numerous times. He raced a number of our qualifying events. He's a multi-time Ironman finisher. So endurance athlete himself, gets our space, gets our industry, wholly passionate about what we're doing at Athlinks, and really gets the vision of what we're trying to do and how we marry what we do at Athlinks and ChronoTrack in our media and events division with Lifetime, the Healthy Way of Life company. So I'll pass it over to Tom Bergman, president of Lifetime Fitness.
Great, thanks, Kimo. Wow, that was quite the introduction, and actually, I'm used to being in a few of the same races as Kimo, and this is actually the closest I've ever followed him. So usually the races wherein Kimo finishes, goes back, takes a shower, has dinner, and then comes back and sees me come across the finish line. So I'm very happy this morning that I get to follow this closely to Kimo, first time. But on the other hand, I have to apologize. I'm not on my A game. I'm a Green Bay Packer fan, so I think you all can understand that, Wisconsin native. So tough day yesterday, but it was a good run. So I'm only going to take a few minutes, and this is my first timer conference. As Kimo said, I've been here at Lifetime just about a year now, and just really got directly and heavily involved in the ChronoTrack Athlinks business in the last 4 or 5 months here. And as he said, I am extremely passionate about this space. So a little bit about what I want to cover this morning. One is, why is Athlinks important to Lifetime? I really want to make sure everybody leaves this room understanding the context of why Athlinks is important and Lifetime's commitment to it. And then why I came here and why I took the time, and just share a few thoughts on my philosophy of how to approach this business. So first of all, why is Athlinks important? Lifetime, as many of you know, it's becoming a giant company. We're about 30,000 employees right now, 123 clubs around North America, about $1.5 billion of revenue. Really the premier resort-like fitness club destination across America. The health club business that we're in is doing extremely well. By far, we're the leader in the space and continue to do extremely well, which is really important that core business does well so we can go off and pursue growth businesses and growth opportunities like ChronoTrack and like Athlinks and make the right investment into these businesses. So the core business is doing great. But some of you in this room have probably met my boss, the CEO, founder, and chairman, Bahram Akradi. And you know what? He's not satisfied. We're not satisfied as a leadership team just to be the premier health club company in North America. We really are about being the premier healthy way of living company. We're so much more, we've got so much more we want to do than just be thought of as a health club business contained within 4 walls of a building. We have the best product, we have the best places, we have our best performers, but that's not at all anywhere complete to the vision that we have as a company. And that's really where a business like ChronoTrack and Athlinks comes into place. We're really looking, at healthy living, healthy aging, healthy entertainment. Those are really the pinnacles of what we're trying to become as this premier healthy way of living company. If you think about healthy living, healthy aging, healthy entertaining, the events business folds right into that extremely well. And that's really where we sit back and say, where can we get as many people as possible involved in a healthy way of life? And supporting the events business in all the different ways that ChronoTrack and Athlinks can is a really great way to get more participants, because we know everybody across North America is not going to live near one of our clubs. So this is another way for us to get millions of people involved in a healthy way of life. So the vision is totally committed to continue to expand outside the four walls of the fitness clubs, and this is where we can play a big role of getting more and more people involved in this healthy way of life. So we're committed to it. We continue to do well. We continue to invest significant amount of money into the business. I really, since taking it over here a few months ago and having Kimo and his team report to me, I'm really, really pleased with the team that's been put together. As you are all small business operators, business owners, we all know that you're only as good as the people and the teams that you've put together to help operate and execute your business every day. And my hat really goes off and to Kimo and the leadership team here. And that's the one thing that I feel really good about coming into this business, that we've got a really good team in place and we're really well positioned to help deliver products and services and support that you need to make your business successful. And that's really the second point I wanted to make, is that I've been around about 30 years now. I've spent time at big companies like Johnson & Johnson, Honeywell. I was CEO of a trucking logistics business. I was at Harley-Davidson for about 3.5 years. And I've made a lot of mistakes, as we all have in our careers. And but one thing I've learned over time, and actually I think my experience at Harley-Davidson really brought this home to me as a business leader, and it's something that I really want the Athlinks team to understand and appreciate, and I really want you to appreciate. And if we're not doing it, I want to make sure we hear from you, is that we got to all be successful in this. We're all in this together. We want to grow. We want to be successful at Lifetime, at ChronoTrack, at Athlinks. But in order to do that, we need to partner with you. We need to listen to you. I heard Kimo mention it. We need to really make sure that the team here is getting the right feedback from you, and that we're listening and constructively taking that feedback and making sure that we're partnering in a true partnership sense with you. Again, your success is dependent on us, our success is dependent on you. We have a mutually beneficial relationship here, and I want to make sure that that's the approach that this leadership team takes with you, and that we listen to you. It doesn't mean we're always going to agree. It doesn't mean we're always going to go down the same path, but when that happens, I want to make sure that at least you feel like you've been listened to and you've been heard, and that it's been explained to you in a way that you can appreciate why we might have a difference of opinion or go down a different road. That's what we really need to get to, is this kind of trusting mutual partnership and relationship. And as I said, that was probably one of my biggest learnings over my 30 years of my business career. And at Harley-Davidson, it's easy to sit back in the corporate environment. It's easy to sit in a conference room with the leadership team and sit back and say, you know what, they tell me, everything's going well, and why I came here is I just want to spend the day, and I'll be in and out throughout the day, but have the opportunity just to interact a little bit with a few of you and make sure I get a good feel that we're delivering what you want us to the marketplace, and that we're also listening to you and being heard. So that's really the purpose of why I took a day out to come down here, is really just reinforce we're committed at Lifetime to this business. We think it's one of our best growth opportunities. And then secondly, just to make sure you really understand that how I'm pushing the team here really to be good business partners and making sure we're listening to you in the field. So with that, I'll turn it back over to Bob.
So my partner's going to take care of some of the technical issues that we're having. But we hope that you guys got the message that we really want to move forward, make things better for our partners, which we'll get the benefit from. And that's what we hope to deliver for you, the message the next 3 days. Right now, we'd like to take a little bit of time to kind of remember somebody who's very close to us, was one of our very first timers, Bill Sherry. Many of you know that Bill passed away about 2 weeks ago, and we'd just like to have a little remembrance, a little celebration. You know, we're all gonna miss him, but he lived a great life. He was a great guy. He did things the right way. A true gentleman in every sense of the way. So we'd like to share some pictures with him. You know, it's Bill, believe it or not, I think that's one of the very first tumors or something there. Who can recognize that box in that picture? John, what is that? Huh? Is that right? How long ago?
40 years.
Dave?
Almost 40 years.
40 years, right? Doing this for 40 years, and he loved it. Loved every day of it. Loved to be out here. I know everybody that worked with him in New York loved being with him and talking to him and sharing stories, and always positive and always delivering things in the right way. You know, here's a picture. The only thing that I think he loved more than timing was golf, right? And I will tell you, I still have the $10 I got from him 3 years ago. Because there's nothing quite that I liked more. I finally begged enough strokes off the guy that I finally got to walk away with $10. Now, we won't talk about how much I had to pay him in the previous years, but I still have the $10 at my house. So one of the very favorite things. You know, there's Gail and our guys Ray and Josh, yeah. I can't remember names anymore, it's just one of those things. All right, for our friend Bill. More. We're gonna get to a picture that's probably my favorite. And Gail, I think we get to the loading up equipment. So here we are. So this is a picture of, you know, Curly, Larry, and Mo. That is the very first Chronotrack 800, I think, that wasn't hand-built, that came off the assembly line. It's our very first race in New York, right? And myself and David, that's my son there, and Bill and Gail's the first time we met them. They said, oh, we got to see this new stuff. Came in there, didn't know anything about it, helped us carry the mats, helped us connect the things. That's us trying to figure out how this worked until Dave came up and saved us and actually plugged it in. And then we said some bad things about some programmer, and then we got it to work, right? But, you know, that's the kind of guy he was. He just dove in. He helped make it happen. He helped make it fun. And so we just want to spend a couple of minutes remembering him. And we'd like everybody to get up and give Bill one hell of a round of applause for a life well lived by a guy who did it right.
Just a quick word, there's going to be a celebration of his life next Saturday. Gail is here with us, and any of you that have any good stories that you've had with Bill, funny stories, she would love to hear what those are. She is here with us, and she wanted to, it was very difficult for her to be here, but she wanted to be here with his friends, with the people he worked with, and all the support you can give her, she would greatly appreciate. Thank you.
Thanks, everybody. So we're going to take a 30-minute break, 30 minutes, and then we're going to turn it over to Troy, who's going to tell you all the beautiful things that are coming.